What's great about this area that's unique is these labs are named for 4 gentlemen, 2 Protestants, also a Roman Catholic and a Jewish rabbi who during World War II on the Dorchester were there as chaplains, and when a torpedo hit from a U-boat, the boat sank, and because there wasn't enough life vests to go around, they handed their life vests over to the different soldiers and sailors there. And from that courageous act, as the Dorchester went down, they were seen holding hands and singing hymns and songs together as it went down. And from that, they each were given the Medal of Honor for our country for their bravery and giving their lives for the soldiers that they had under their care.
We have over 300 military chaplains and civilian chaplains that make up what's known as the PRCC. These chaplains are serving in the military on active duty, the Guard and Reserves. We also have civilian chaplains working in hospitals, Bureau of Prison chaplains. We have VA or Veterans Administration chaplains, corporate chaplains, and a host of volunteer chaplains that are credentialed to serve with fire departments and police departments. And so this mission field is huge, and it is a growing mission field. And for me personally, I am very excited about what Christ is doing in this new harvest field that continues to grow and mature.
The biggest thing that I try to do day to day is just show up and just be present. The training sergeant has actually given me a desk at this facility, and he said, hey, I think this would be a great opportunity for you. If we put you in the training unit, all the officers have to come through. It'd be a great place for you to build relationships with officers.
Laying the groundwork beforehand, those prayer breakfasts, those ride-alongs, he's here to provide a service. So it's not out of the norm when we do need to call Kurt in for assistance. He's there to provide the support for the officers.
The Lord is very much gathering the people to himself, even those men in prison. And some of those men will not get out, but most of the men who are believers in Jesus Christ will be at some point among us, in our churches, in our communities, serving, leading, and that the work and preparation of that ministry starts inside the prison and in the chaplaincy ministry.
I feel God has gifted me in a real way to minister to people when they're going through difficult, hard times here in the hospital, and to be able to join with a family, join with a patient, and help them connect with God and prepare for what He has for them.
Chaplain Stewart provides not only counseling, but spiritual guidance and leadership and direction. And when there's a crisis in anyone's life within the hospital, it's Chaplain Stewart that they look for.
So when people say, thank you for your service, I would really want them to know that that service takes the Army chaplain into the cubicle, into the Humvee, into the tank, onto the airfield, in the desert, in the jungle, wherever we happen to find ourselves, shoulder to shoulder with soldiers. And those are opportunities that only military chaplains can have.
My dad didn't carry guns, so that was kind of a drawback for me wanting to join the chaplaincy, because all I wanted to do was be a commando. But as I got older, I realized that took more faith to be on the front lines like my dad was multiple times, and not have a gun and not have any offensive weapons except for the Word of God. It is a different sort of respect I have for my dad for doing that.
I believed that if God was calling Jim, then that call was on my life as well. I was blown away at how great it was. There we were in this vast mission field, thousands of soldiers and families who did not know Jesus. Thousands of Christians in a Christian community there in the chapel system. 50 other chaplains and their families. The camaraderie, the fellowship, and the mission that we found immediately began to change my heart. And I began to love the military and, the people and what it is they do. And I knew that they deserved people like Jim, to be with them and to lead them to the Lord.
I've had to learn to pray prayers in pilot lingo, and all of a sudden they start to get it when I'm saying God is the one who enables the physics to work so that the plane flies and makes your body able to work so that you can fly it. And I start using that Reformed theology everywhere when I pray for people to have a good jump before they jump out of a perfectly good airplane. And I'm talking about you are the master of the winds. And then you talk about not doing things in your own strength when they've come to the end of themselves. And I've seen lieutenant colonels and colonels literally just broken, and they're the leader. You're talking to them about Christ and redemption, that God can even forgive this. He can change you. He really can do this, that He understands suffering, and He will change your heart if you will trust in Him and stop relying on your rank, because in the military culture, we get caught up in achievement and accomplishment, and guess what? None of that works at the foot of the cross.
They're men of character, they're men of commitment, but they're also men of courage. And their courage allows them to stand boldly serving Christ in very challenging and difficult locations. Your prayer support empowers them to live out their calling. Your financial support, it allows our ministry to shepherd those shepherds, to send quality Christ-centered reform materials into the field so that our chaplains can distribute to our soldiers, our sailors, our airmen, our Marines, as well as patients in hospital, our prisoners in jail. One of the ways that you can also help and support our ministry is to also adopt or sponsor a chaplain and allow them to write you letters once or twice a year, updating you on their work. They truly are missionaries around the world. And so I would encourage you, if you're thinking about this ministry, listen to the heart of God if He's leading you, and please contact us for His glory. Thank you.